Viva's new football agent regulation. What do you need to know? Agents are always an important topic in football and especially so at the moment as Viva's new football agent regulation are imminent and set to impact all stakeholders who work within the football industry. In this month Q&A, John C. outlined some of the key changes being proposed in order to ensure that agents, clubs, and players are ahead of the game. What changes are expected? The final draft of the regulation is still being finalized, but what we do know for sure is that the so-called deregulation of agent introduced in 2015 is being removed and Viva are now going to be taking a much more active role in the regulation of agent like they did before. A number of important changes designed to enhance standards and protect players are being proposed, including the reintroduction of the licensing system and a requirement for agents to pass an exam as a prerequisite for obtaining a license. Also, in order to maintain their license, there is going to be an annual requirement for agents to receive further education and continued professional development in order to raise professional and ethical standards. There will be certain eligibility requirements in order for agents to obtain a license, so agents with criminal offense, regulatory disqualification, or who provide false or misleading information will not be licensed to carry out agency activity. And specific obligation on agent will be enshrined in the regulation. So, for example, agents must act in their client's best interest and inducement and concealing of fact will be strictly forbidden. Perhaps the most significant and controversial change, however, is the proposed restriction on multiple representation and the cap on agent commission. In what way will multiple representation be restricted? Currently, agents are permitted to act for multiple parties in a transaction. However, going forward, Viva are proposing to prohibit dual and multiple representation, save that an agent will be permitted to represent both a player and an engaging club in a transaction subject to certain requirements. This would mean that agent could not no longer act for all their parties in a transaction. Player, releasing club, and engaging club or for a player and a releasing club in a transaction. How will the cap on commission work in practice? Viva are proposing to restrict commission to 3% of the player's gross remuneration if acting for the player or engaging club, and so the maximum an agent could earn if acting for both parties would be 6% of the player's gross remuneration, which includes basic salary, signing on fees and loyalty or performance bonus, but exclude benefits such as provision of vehicles or accommodation. Currently, the standard commission the agent earns is 5% and sometimes up to 10% of the player's gross remuneration, and so this represents a significant change. In terms of agents who act for releasing club, their commission will be limited to 10% of the transfer fee, or if no fee is payable, 10% of the player's gross remuneration. Will there be tighter control in relation to agents working with minors? There is obviously fierce competition in the marketplace between club and agent to sign the best young talent at the earliest opportunity, and a lot of the unscrupulous behavior in the industry involves minors, so it is no surprise that protecting minors is one of Viva's core objectives. In addition to the change already outlined, Viva will be introducing specific regulation in relation to minors, including before an agent can represent a minor or represent a club in a transaction involving a minor, they will need to complete a designated CPD course on minors. For those familiar with the current regulation here in England, this is akin to the additional authorization which agents need to obtain from the English FA before being able to act. Approaches to minors will be prohibited until 6 months before they are able to sign their first professional contract, and so for many countries, the youngest a player could be approached by an agent will be 17. And representation contract for minors must be signed by legal guardian. Thank you.